Today I am telling you a story of the brave king and his kingdom. People still talk about this place from way back in time. It feels like the years themselves are murmuring about it now. There was a kingdom made from stone and earth, plus the solid resolve of its people. It sat tucked between those gentle hills and a broad river. The walls showed marks from ages of weather, wind beating on them and sun warming them up. This place did not stand out because of piles of gold or big wins in battles. It glowed because of the folks who called it home and because of the king who kept watch over them all. His name was King Arvindar. He stayed away from cruelty and he never got sloppy in his ways. War did not appeal to him at all. Still, he dreaded it less than anyone else around. When he walked the streets, kids did not duck out of sight. They waved right back at him. Farmers spotting his banner felt a sense of ease, not any worry. Arvindar figured a king's crown served to protect his own people. It was not there just to scare off foes. Right by his side was Queen Aloria. Her wisdom held as firm as those mountains stretching past the valley. The king brought power with him everywhere. She brought a sense of evenness to things. She would point out to him how power without kindness could eat away at a whole kingdom from the inside out. Their son, Prince Alrin, kept his eyes open all the time. He listened closely too. He was young yet, still picking up lessons along the way. But he already wondered about deep matters that no kid should brush aside. Why did men go to war? Why did kings hold power? And what made a leader worth following? The kingdom's security came from more than just its leaders. It relied on the ones who pledged to defend it too. General Cormac came from years of strict training as a soldier. He held to the thought that getting ready ahead saved lives more than raw courage ever did. He did not talk much at all, but when he did speak, his words hit hard. Lady Sarah moved fast and noticed everything around her. She could scan those far-off hills like they were words on a page. Her arrows only left the bow when the moment called for it. They always had a clear reason behind them. Then you had Sir Vedrick. He had a huge heart, a booming voice, and he charged ahead without much fear holding him back. His armor made noise whenever he shifted. His boldness often got ahead of any real plan he might have. Still, no one questioned where his loyalty lay. He would rush into trouble spots with a laugh on his lips. He did it all to shield those who could not stand up for themselves as well. One evening came along with the sky turning that deep orange color. The city had eased into a quiet calm. Then riders came pounding through the main gate. Dust stuck to their cloaks like a second layer. Fear hung on every word they shared. An enemy group was making its way across the valley. Some villages sat right in the line of their advance. They planned to hit at first light. Panic rippled through the court like a wave. But King Arvindar kept his voice steady. He did not let it rise at all. He pulled out an old map, the kind with edges rubbed smooth from so many years of handling. He ran his finger along the valley's shape. Then he spoke in that even way of his. Anger could cloud judgment. Fear pushed people into hasty moves. They would avoid both of those traps. Lady Sarah headed out that same night. She slipped past the walls while the moon rose higher in the sky. Her horse picked its way softly over the tall grass. Her sharp eyes picked up on every odd shadow that moved. It did not take her long to spot the enemy scouts. They stood alert but jittery. They had no idea anyone had eyes on them already. She took them without a fuss. No blood got shed. No one lost their life. The scouts ended up in front of the king. They braced for harsh treatment, but his gaze stayed steady. His voice came out level and clear. "You came here to collect information," said King Arvindar, "not to throw your lives away for it." The mercy caught them off guard, so they started talking freely. They gave up details on troop sizes, routes they planned to take, and even the enemy's attitude. The foes figured any pushback would fall apart quick. That night passed under flickering torch flames and the spread of stars overhead. The kingdom got itself prepared, not out of rage, but with careful steps instead. Archers took positions along the high ridges. Foot soldiers held steady at the river's edge. The horse riders stayed out of sight. Their mounts knew to keep quiet and still. Sir Vedrick stepped up bold as ever to cover one side of the line. A brief quiet settled in after that. Morning light finally touched the valley. In came the enemy, making noise and full of swagger. They acted sure of their win from the start. Then things shifted fast. Arrows hit the dirt right in front of their front lines. Not flesh, not spilling blood, just the ground itself. Silence dropped over the whole valley. King Arvindar guided his horse out alone. He kept his sword down low. His bearing stayed relaxed. He made no yells. He issued no warnings. "You find yourselves cut off on all sides," he stated, plain and simple. "You can go back without harm, or you can drop your arms and head home to your kin still breathing." He glanced around at the setup. His troops blocked every way out. Bows waited drawn from up high. Trying to flee meant certain end. Fighting back would lead to a massacre. Pride had yelled loud before. Now sense spoke softer in its place. Swords and spears hit the earth. No village went up in flames. None of the kids scattered in fear. No fresh dirt got turned for burials that day. Sir Vedrick let out a long breath at last. "I call that a clean win," he said under his breath. He tugged at his armor that had stayed unmarked. The group made their way back as the sun climbed higher. Prince Alrin picked up on a truth no book of tales could pass along. True courage shows not in how hard you swing in a fight. It shows in how many lives you decide to spare instead. And that is why this tale of the brave king and his kingdom keeps going strong, even long after the stone walls wore down and the flags lost their colors.